Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Guys, in an era where geopolitics has become theater, where tweets spark the markets and handshakes shape alliances, we find ourselves watching a very peculiar silence unfold between the two of the most powerful men in the world. President Donald Trump, back in the office and louder than ever, has long touted his so-called personal chemistry with China's President Xi Jinping. He said again and again that their one-on-one rapport could break the stalemate in what's now being called the fiercest trade war of the century. But there is a strange problem. For weeks, Trump couldn't even get XI on the phone. This isn't just a delay, it's a signal, a sign of how global diplomacy has changed and perhaps how little of the old Trump playbook still works in 2025. So, guys, let's unpack why the Chinese leader is dodging the call, what the silence says about the US China relationship, and why the world should be paying attention. President Trump has insisted publicly that he and XI are on the good terms. He has repeated it on Truth Social, at rallies, and behind the resolute desk. But Beijing has been conspicuously quiet. No public acknowledgement, no confirmation, and certainly no warmth. White House the high insiders now admit the phone call has been hard to arrange. Chinese diplomats have delayed it for weeks, and even now, with American officials saying it's imminent, Beijing still refuses to confirm anything. So, what exactly going on? Part of it is cultural, part of it is tactical, but most of it's trust or lack of it. Trump is a man of improvisation. His negotiating style is head-on, unscripted, and often theatrical. He thrives on unpredictable moves like springing surprise requests on foreign leaders or steering private calls into public spectacle. It worked for him in the business. It even worked for him in the some parts of his first presidency. But China doesn't do spontaneity. For Xi Jinping, diplomacy is an intricate ritual. Every sentence, every translator, every flower on the negotiation table, yes, even the flowers is planned, negotiated, and cleared in advance. So when Chinese officials watch Trump ambush Ukraine's Zelensky or South Africa's Cyril Ramaphosa during unscripted conversation in the past, alarm bells rang. The last thing they want is Xi being cornered, even in a private phone call, into saying something he didn't rehearse. This fear has paralyzed even basic dialogue. Former US officials describe conversations with Xi as robotic. Every word scripted, deviations are rare and meaningful. In fact, during Xi's last meeting with President Biden 2 years ago, it made headlines when Xi went off script just briefly to reminisce about their decade long acquaintance. That was seen as an unusual and respectful gesture. Trump, by contrast, wants freewheeling discussion. He wants the deal made live over the phone between him and Xi. That top-down approach, where the president speaks first and staff figure it out later, collides directly with the Beijing's bottom-up style, where staff spend months negotiating every sentence before their leader even says hello. This standoff isn't just about the tariffs and chips and critical minerals. It's a deep clash of style and strategy, and the stakes are massive. In just 5 months since returning to the White House, Trump has reignited the trade war with China. Tariffs are now up to 145%. China retaliated, and a brief glimmer of progress during the last month Geneva talks has quickly faded. The US accuses China of dragging its feet on rare earth mineral exports, resources that power magnets, semiconductors, even fighter jets. China in return accuses the US of bad faith and bullying. And now, this isn't just a trade dispute, it's a proxy war over supply chains, energy dominance, and the technological future. Trump, frustrated by the delays, has added new penalties, revoking Chinese student visas and blocking the export of key American software. These moves had only widened the rift. The absence of a call, therefore, isn't just diplomatic inconvenience, it's a reflection of how deep the distrust now runs. White House officials admit that the urgency has escalated to the point where trade teams on both sides have begged for the issue to be elevated to the top, meaning Trump and Xi simply have to speak because their staff can no longer carry the burden alone. But still, Xi waits. To Trump, this is infuriating. He sees personal rapport as a gateway to resolution. He remembers Mar-a-Lago, the beautiful chocolate cake, the Mandarin songs sung by his granddaughter. He believes a handshake and a phone call can fix what tariffs have broken. But XI has changed, China has changed, and the world has changed. And so Trump tweets in frustration at 2:17 a.m., writing, I like President XI of China always have and always will, but he is very tough and extremely hard to make a deal with. That single post says it all. So, guys, we are witnessing the breakdown of not just a relationship but a method of doing diplomacy. Trump's return has brought back his old habits, directness, drama, deal making, but the world he has returned to is less forgiving, more skeptical, and far more cautious. The silence from Beijing isn't just a scheduling issue, it's a message. In this standoff, no tweet, no cake, no personal bond is enough to restore trust overnight. And the longer these two leaders stay silent, the more the world braces for what could be the most dangerous escalation in US China history. Because if phone calls can't be made, how can be the deals ever be? So guys, I'm Lakhan Tanwani, and if you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more deep dives into the global chessboard. Until next time, stay aware, stay informed, and I will see you in the next video.